Hi guys, what you're about to watch I know is not my normal content for a machining channel, but I did buy a new scanner here. Very pricey, but it is worth the money for scanning police, fire, airports, you name it. This is definitely not for the beginner. I'm pretty advanced. Had me scratching my head for days and days trying to figure out how do you program this thing, how do you get it to work. You saw the thumbnail opening, that's the classic, nothing to scan. I kept getting that and everybody else, but YouTube chat rooms, everybody is trying to give advice to explain how to work the thing, and it's all incorrect that I can tell. So for this video, if you watch this, you'll understand exactly how this thing works, and so you'll have the basics, you'll be up and running, and then you can figure out all the little fancy tricks to it. In the video, you'll see me operating the unit or unpacking it with a little whip antenna. It does work very well. You don't see it on my scanner because I ran a piece of RG58 up into the attic where that antenna is now sitting to get, because I'm down in a bowl. There's hills all around me blocking the signal. So, and I'm not going to show a detailed unpacking where people pick up something and talk about it for 5 minutes. I'm just going to dump it on the table. You'll know what it is, how you're going to get it, and move on from there. So, on with the video. A long-awaited, expensive toy. Just delivered by FedEx after driving around for some 9 hours. Obviously they don't care, you know, the dirt marks here. The box isn't really labeled as to which side is up. I assume this is, since it's got more writing on it, but let's see. Got it open there. There nicely, right there, and down the center. If I can get the center, there. Boy, this is a tight wrapped box, whoever did this. Alright, yeah, I got it right. There's the unit. Shifts around in the box a little bit, but whatever. How do you get it out? Gotta dump it out, huh? Yeah. Alright, so much for packaging. It all crushed. Invoice. And the radio scanner. This must be the top of the box. At least it's not taped shut. How do you get it open? Huh? Yeah, it has to be this side because it's got the thumb spot in it to get it open. And then what? Pull it open? Yep, there it is. Alright. That. It's in a box, huh? Yeah. Okay. Oh, man, wow. Oh, more stuff in there. Whatever all this, man, this is really pretty tightly packed. This is a small radio. Looks like it's okay shape. And I guess you pick it up like this, huh? That's the back of the radio. Empty box, right? Nothing's in it. Take this guy out, and it looks really nice and clean. Wow. Wow. The other stuff must be all the cords and things. How do you get that out? Like that. Okay. Throw that on the ground. This will be really interesting. There's the antenna that they provide for the back. Power cords, 12 volt cord, USB, like I need that, lighter, there's the mounting bracket, nice, and here is the main power. What's the other stuff? Oh, knobs for the mounting bracket, I guess. So, we're going to plug it into that, and we're going to use their antenna. I hope it works well. Otherwise I want to put a big ass antenna up in the attic. There. Alright, there's that. Extend that. That's a pretty good size antenna. Alright, I guess I'll redo the rest of this off camera. Okay, hopefully everybody can see everything on the screen. The SDS200 is, without a doubt, an incredible scanner. It is costly. I paid $750 directly from Uniden for it. It had free shipping. It does have some bugs. I've seen some strange things going on. But tell you some of the stuff that nobody talks about. Don't even think about programming this thing from the face of the scanner itself. It's just way out of control. I downloaded a program called Sentinel from the Uniden site, and it's right here. And I'll show you why. When you launch this thing, you'll see, there it is. It does automatically update. It'll tell you that there's a newer version available. And I would probably recommend buying it, or not buying it, but downloading it from Uniden. The reason it's out of control is, look at this. Every single state in the United States and every single province in Canada, every city, everything that exists on the air is preloaded in the scanner itself. So trying to find stuff, forget it. What I figured out, I wish you could delete some of this stuff, but I haven't been able to figure out how to do it. I'm not sure if you can, because it's just overwhelming. But what I realized, you can tell it to scan everything, and it'll take you a few days probably to get around once. But what I figured out is you create playlists, which I have here at the bottom, or favorite lists is what they call them. And I've broken it down into different categories: police, fire, EMS, aircraft, so on. So what you have to do is you find your state and you expand it. Then you find your city, which is where? Here it is. Now, you have nationwide, state, and county. You have to go through each, ignore the red. I would call it skip, but they call it avoid. Means don't scan these things that are red. You have to go through every single one of them because things are hidden under other titles and things like that. Air shows. Here's the Canadian. Why is that even in here? I don't know. United States Air Force Thunderbirds and all this stuff. So what you do is you go through it, like and you got to be careful. They don't call it CB. You got to look for citizen band, and here's all the frequencies to the citizen band radio. You right click on it and you say append it to favorites. Well, first of all, you can say edit is very important. Edit favorites, and this edit, come on, favorites. This is where you create a new favorite list. And then you can append it to that particular list. For instance, if I say right click and I say append to favorites, pick one. You can do, here's CB, I would click on that, and all of these frequencies would automatically be loaded into that favorite list. And I'll show you in a minute how you scan different favorites. So you have to go through every single one of these to find whatever you want, whatever you're interested in. There's statewide, amateur radio, ham radio, CHP. Evidently is statewide, not local. All the TRACONs, which is the aircraft stuff, approaches and all that junk, are all here in statewide. They're not in local. A lot of stuff is in county. I'd say county is local, but let me get rid of this top one here, expand it. Here's all of our main communications. Palomar Mountain is the biggest one because that's where all the police and stuff are. But so once you have it all added to your favorites and you have testing it and organizing it and stuff, I do have a test favorite, right? There it is, test, where I put things in here to see if it's going to work.
if it's the right frequencies. If it is, once I have it in here, I can say, okay, take that and append that to a different favorite list. And then I can right click on it down here and I can say remove it from this favorite list. Now it's over there. So you can organize things all over the place. The other one here is edit. Profile is very important. This one, let's see if I can remember how to work this thing. Service types. Everybody on YouTube is talking about this incorrectly. In other words, when you add something to a favorite, you're going to see a column that says the service type. Everybody's saying, oh yeah, you got to enable it here. No, this area, service types, under the profile, does not enable it. It only allows it to be enabled if that type of service is in your favorite. So you got to, I don't know why they have them all unchecked. To me, I'd check everything in here so that whatever I throw in my favorites, if it is an EMS TAC or something like that, then it'll enable it. And I forgot how you show what is enabled and not, but whatever. The other one is kind of complicated. Oh, it's not this one. So the profiles, yeah, you got to go through everything in here. I'm not going to describe it. And just check what everything is. Don't say monitor full database. That's the whole animal. No way. Just search with a scan only these lists. And then I'll show you, like I said, how to turn them on. The other one is edit the display. There it is. Now realize you click here and there's the text color and the background color. So you can select it. Note, trunk. This one is conventional. What your display is going to look like for conventional frequencies when they're triggered by the scan. This is the trunk system. It's a whole separate thing. So click here. Again, you can set your text, your background here and here. Even in the little boxes, you click in them to set their colors, the background and that. So there's trunk, detailed, conventional, I've never messed with. I don't have anything that scans in that. But just pay attention. There are different tabs up here for different color setups. So, with that said, the last thing is your scanner here. You can read from the scanner or you can write everything I've done, all my favorites, all of it's going to go to this scanner. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. The update I have never done. I should have done it before I started programming things. I'm nervous to do it because I've spent hours and hours and hours here programming this Sentinel program or setting up everything, that I'm afraid if I update something, it's going to mess it up. There is a way you can find it on Google it or YouTube it to see what version firmware you have in your scanner. And mine is very old, and you can go to the Uniden site, and it's really nice. They explain what all the updates are, what they did, what they fixed for each version or each update there is. I'm pretty far behind. I think the latest one I have is 2022, and they have one for all the way up to 2025. So Uniden is on top of this scanner, and I do see some strange things happening when scanning. You know, it's like, is it working? I don't hear anything. And then all of a sudden it starts working correctly. So funky stuff happens. But okay, so I'll take you to the scanner and show you how that works. Okay, here's the scanner, and I'm not going to go through every single detail. You can watch other YouTube videos for different things specific that you're looking for. I'm just trying to shoot a video covering stuff that nobody else is covering, how I was lost when I first got this thing. You can download the user's manual, but I wouldn't bother with it. It's very, very complicated to read, and it doesn't show some things like the back. First of all, the speaker for this thing is on the bottom, which is why I mounted it on the bracket to get it off the carpeting here so I can hear it. There is a jack on the back of it for an external speaker. They don't show that in the user manual. This guy is the on-off knob, and you just turn it, boom, and I'll show you. I saw in the program you can change this text, the greeting. I have it programmed to automatically start monitoring fire and police. And there's a volume here, see V4. I usually take it to 14, 13, 14. And that seems to be a good volume. There is a way of setting a volume offset in the program because some of these dispatchers or different things have different volume levels, and that's how there's no automatic gain control or anything. That's how you set it. This knob and this knob are the key knobs to running this thing. You press this knob right here, and there's a ton of menus. Again, I'm not going through them. First one is set scan selection. That's where you hit this. Now, I go down to select list to monitor. Press it again. Here's all my favorites that I have. So I can go down to like police. If you press it, you'll see it's on right now. Off. It won't scan that now. So you have to have things turned on before it will scan it. So here's police is on, fire is on. I could turn on anything I want here. Everything else is off. I don't know where this is coming from. I deleted that in the Sentinel program, and it's still here. So I don't get that. That's what I'm saying. There's some weird bugs in here. And then once you're done selecting on and off, just keep hitting this button to get back out of the thing, and you go back to your scanning capabilities.
Engine 28, medical, 7 Echo, 7 Fox.
Pretty cool, huh?
7745 Belden Street, Belden Village App, 7745.
So that's the basic operation. There's other videos showing, turn the volume down so you don't hear that. There's other videos showing what you can do with these buttons. You can freeze it on a specific channel. Use this knob to go to different spots, dispatches, or whatever. So that's all I wanted to do. And if you don't like listening to something, there is a button called Avoid here. And that's the skip. So if you happen to be scanning and one of the items within your scan list you don't want to listen to, it will temporarily skip that. When you turn it off and back on, it clears it. To program it, the cable does come with the scanner, standard USB connector. All you do is just plug it in. I'll bring the camera down here in the laptop. You plug it in to any port while the scanner's on. Bring it up. This is the E button right here. You have to press it before it's ready to accept uploads. There you go. It's ready and done. Everybody says press the E button. Where's the E button? It's right here, this thing. Once you press that, it goes into its mode, listening mode or whatever. Now I just on the program say upload to scanner. It uploads it. The message never changes. And I'm down here, I'm just going to unplug it from my laptop. It reboots automatically and starts with your new stuff, whatever you did. Actually, if I would have uploaded it, fire, police, everything would have been off. I would have had to go in and manually select what I wanted to scan. So I hope this helped somebody. I know it would have helped me a lot in the beginning. One last thing here I wanted to cover because there's just way too much confusion, both in chat rooms and on YouTube, and misleading information. In the Sentinel program, I talked about service types. To me, why do you have to deal with service types? Why did the programmer who created this thing play with service types? If it's in my favorites, play it. But no, okay. So first thing is, if you're in the menu here, this is one of the misleading things. It says select service type. No, you don't select, it's viewing service types. So you come down here to the service types and, oh, wrong knob, select it with this knob, and you see dashes in here and some stuff is on. What it's about is you have no control over this screen. You don't select anything. You're just viewing what the scanner sees. So if in my favorites, I have some channel or something that says it's dispatch. In the Sentinel program, you have to go into service types and put a check mark by dispatch. If you don't, you won't be able to hear that in your favorites. It'll just be ignored. In the Sentinel program, when you check the box that says dispatch, it allows the scanner to turn it on. Thus, you see right here, it's on. A lot of people say, yeah, you come in here and you manually click the button to turn it on. No, I'm clicking it. You can't do anything here. So, if in my favorites, I got rid of whatever I have in there that has a service type dispatch, you would see dashes here. It wouldn't be on. If I didn't check the box in the Sentinel program for dispatch, you would see dashes here and you wouldn't hear that particular channel or whatever it is. So bottom line is Sentinel program, check the box for the service types, all the service types which you have in your favorites that allows the scanner to turn it on. They should change this menu to view service types, not select service types. Just wanted to cover that.